hate to break it to you, but those assets you're frantically guarding, they aren't wealth. They are essentially just pending liabilities.
Pending liabilities? Wait, hold on. Are you insane? We are scraping by just to save every single yen for the future. That is money for retirement, for security. I mean, denying the value of our life savings isn't just wrong, it is absolute madness.
It is only madness if you believe the world stood still while you were saving. The exchange rate hitting 160 yen to the dollar isn't some market fluctuation. It's a report card on national strength. Japan spent 30 years choosing painless stagnation, deflation over, well, painful reform. You wanted prices to stay the same, so you tacitly accepted that wages would also stay the same. Now you're the boiled frog wondering why the water is suddenly evaporating.
It's not just evaporating. It feels like it's being stolen. I mean, have you seen this ramen shock? A bowl of ramen in New York or London is now, 5,000 yen? $30. Meanwhile, back home, it's barely 1,000 yen. It's a tragedy for hardworking Japanese travelers who go abroad and suddenly feel completely impoverished. We work just as hard, yet we can't afford a simple lunch. It just feels fundamentally unfair.
Is it unfair, or is it just math? Let's dissect your ramen shock. Let's use it as an index. In New York, the minimum wage is roughly, say, $16, which is about 2,560 yen. A $30 bowl of ramen requires roughly 1.9 hours of labor to buy. Now, look at Tokyo. The minimum wage is around 1,160 yen. A 1,000 yen bowl takes, 0.9 hours of work.
See? That proves my point. It takes less work to buy a meal here. It proves Japan is efficient and affordable.
No, it proves that the foreign price is fair based on their wages. The problem isn't that ramen is expensive in New York. The problem is that Japanese labor is valued so cheaply at home. You are looking at the price tag and screaming inflation, but the real issue, the core issue, is the denominator, your income. You are trapped in a low-value economic zone.
But you're ignoring the quality. The service in Japan is impeccable. You get high-quality food, water, hospitality, all for that 1,000 yen. In New York, you pay 5,000 yen and you still have to tip 20%. That consumer surplus, that gap where we get great value for low cost, that's a virtue of our society. It shows we care about the customer, not just pure profit.
That consumer surplus isn't a virtue, it's a sacrifice. And it's built entirely on the backs of suppressed wages and, frankly, unpaid service overtime. You call it omotenashi, I call it labor exploitation. And I can name the true culprit behind this. It's not the government, and it is not the exchange rate. It is the corporate internal reserves.
Retained earnings? You mean companies holding cash? That's just prudent management. After the bubble burst and then after the Lehman shock, companies need savings just like households do. It's common sense.
Not when those savings exceed 500 trillion yen. That isn't a safety net. It is a massive blood clot stopping economic circulation. For 30 years, companies prioritized accumulating cash over distributing wealth to workers. They chose to cut costs, specifically you, rather than innovate to create new value. So while households starved and cut back on consumption, corporations just got fat. They stopped the flow of blood to the extremities of the economy.
They act as dams. If another global crisis hits,
it is stagnation.
Those reserves are what keep people employed. It's a buffer against chaos. You call it a blood clot, I call it stability.
It is stagnation disguised as stability. And because of that dam, you are now facing the Red Queen reality.
The Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland?
Exactly. As the Queen said, now here, you see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place. The global economy grew by compound interest, roughly 300% over 30 years, while Japan stayed flat. The gap isn't linear. It is exponential. Japan must now sprint, raising wages, raising prices frantically, not to catch up, but just to avoid a system collapse.
Wait a second. If that's true,
Then the inflation we are seeing now, the wage hikes people are demanding.
It isn't for prosperity. It is for survival. You're importing energy and food at global prices. If you don't raise wages, you physically cannot buy the fuel to run the country. You aren't chasing growth anymore. You are chasing the ability to merely exist.
That's just despairing. You're saying we've been lapped. We aren't just behind, the race is over, and we are still running the previous lap. We have to accept that our wealth has just been cleared.
Correct. The system requires a reset.
There's no hope in that logic. It's just resignation.
Discussion terminated. Isolating the bug.